Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Awareness comes through effort and understanding. In the process to be aware, when a simple thing is told, like keep your wristwatch in front of you and watch the movement of the second's hand take a complete circle. It takes 60 seconds. It seems very simple, and mind wants to know how awareness can come through this method. How can one get transformed by just looking at the second's hand in wristwatch, or watching your breath. It seems very simple. If you try and say that you will be awake and alert for 10 breaths, then you start counting the breath. For 10 breaths only, tell yourself that you will not think of anything, you will not entertain any thought, and you start counting from 1 to 10. The incoming breath, breathing is twofold, incoming breath and the outgoing breath. That during 10 incoming, complete breath, incoming and outgoing, I'll be alert. You will miss 2 or 3 and you have moved somewhere else. Then suddenly you will become aware that I have missed. I am not counting the breath. Or you can count, but you have counted to 10. You will become aware that I was counting in my sleep. I was not alert. This is what happens. Man is as such sleepy. And you know when you are sleepy what can happen to you. You are driving the car on the highway or on the busy streets. You are at the steering wheel, you fall asleep. Most of the accidents take place when the driver falls asleep. You are bound to get into an accident. You are standing by the stove doing the cooking and you fall asleep. You will burn, you will hurt yourself. We do so many things in a sleepy way, and then you are not aware. And you want to know how to do awareness. You look at it, how you, in the morning getting ready to go to work, you dress mechanically. Everything happens mechanical. But life is not in auto gear. It is a manually operated car. You have to learn to change the gears, when to go in the top gear and when you go in a slow gear, and keep the speed slow. Otherwise you will hurt yourself. The same thing happens in cooking. Cooking has given me a lot of opportunities to be aware. For instance, when you are using for a particular dish potato, it tends to get black very easily. So you have to, it's not that you take time to cut it. There is a process. Firstly, you have to be here in top gear. Secondly, you have to keep the potatoes, cut the potatoes or peeled in water so that they do not turn black. Certain vegetables, you have to peel it and prepare it faster for it not to get black. But there are certain things when you are frying the onion, it has to be on the low heat and you have to be patient. If you are reducing the milk, you have to do it on a very low heat so that it does not stick to the surface. So on and so forth in life. You dress, in the evening you come, you return from work, you have to change your clothes, you have to take out your shoes. Are you doing it mechanically or you are aware of it? The shoes has protected you. It had given you an elegance, so to the clothes. But how violently we remove them and do not even bother to take care of them. I recall someone came to Bhaiji Bistami to learn about the meditation. It happened, it was raining, so he had to use his umbrella. But because of the rain, he reached late. So he took off his shoes and flung them, that they went helter-skelter. And very obediently he went in front of Bhaijit. Bhaijit asked him, which side of the staircase did you put your umbrella? Which side of the staircase did you put the umbrella? If he has done alertly, he would have known. And he said, you have to go and apologize to your shoes first. The man, startled, apologize to shoes? What do you mean? Alertness means you respect the sentient and insentient everything. We place our car keys, our glasses, everything without awareness, and we claim ourselves to be a great meditators. That we meditate for such a long hours, but you have not placed your key ring with an awareness, with alertness, or glasses. It happens once. Someone was looking for her glasses. So asked me, do you know where are my glasses? I said, yes, I know exactly where it is. He said, where? Why you didn't tell me when I was looking for it for such a long period of time? I said, it is exactly the same place where you put it. And if you had remembered, that is the reason that masters follow a very precise mannerism. I had observed my uncle, Sufi master, and I have heard about my grandfather. His everything has to be placed in the same place where it's supposed to be. He used to, because of the particular attire, he will walk with a walking stick. Walking stick is like this. You can hang it this way or you can hang it that way on the peg, but it has to be hanged only one way. His cap has to be hanged on a particular peg in a particular fashion. It has a seam at the one side and the other side is without the seam. It has to be hanged with seam on top. So when you seam on top, you pick it up and you put it onto your head. You will not place the cap on your head with the seam in front. Seam supposed to go at the back. And when someone will do things opposite, he will say, you disturb my rhythm. All these things are part of awareness. When I enter my home, there is a particular place where keys are kept. Each peg on the keyboard, on the key rack, is for a specific key. So when I am not there and you want to ask me, I'll tell you. Many times it happens when I am out of the business place and a customer comes in, my son will call me, where is this particular item? I can point out to you exactly where it is. So even the work is done by others. After the work is done, I take the image of that into my memory. Look at it, how it is done. There are over 60 different types of oils, essential oils, where they are produced. So all these things require awareness. And one of the most important thing for awareness is that you have to start with the small things. When you start with the small things around you on a day-to-day basis, then slowly and slowly you get into awareness. In Sanskrit, which is a very precise and very unique language, there is a word called Vedana. Vedana has two meanings. One is pain, the other is awareness. And the Hindu scripture, Ved, comes from the same root from which comes Vedana. Ved means to know, comes from the root vid, or knowledge, awareness. Vedana has the same meaning, knowledge, awareness, and it also means pain or suffering. When you analyze the words, the compositions, you find it is very useful. In Hindu scripture, Ramcharitmanas, there is a particular sutra when the demon Vibhishan, who belonged to demon clan, but he was a great devotee of Ram. He comes and he introduces himself. In that particular verse, he explains his everything. He tells, the verse goes on this, Nath मैं दसानन कर भ्राता. Dasanan means Ravan, the 10-headed king of demon king. Nath is referred to my Lord, to Ram. I am the Kar means hand. I am the hand brother of Ravan. Hand brother means he held me with his hand, he supported me. From the hand, what you do? You support the person. You put your arms around the shoulder of the person. You are supporting him. You are giving that you are a gesture that he is very close to you. I am not the biological brother, but I am the support brother of King Ravan. So such is the profundity of the language. Because those who compose the Sanskrit language, they have experienced the life in its deepest meaning. Remember, as the awareness increases, you become more and more aware of your pain and suffering. So what we do, if you want to avoid the pain and suffering, then the only way is to reduce the intensity of feeling the pain. For instance, you have a headache. Headache is an indication that there has been something which you have been neglecting for so long, some problem, some issue that you have been overlooking for a long time. So it is again and again giving you an indication. But what you do, you have a pain and you get an analgesic pain killer. So what it does not remove the pain. It simply reduces the awareness of the pain. So until the effect of the medicine remains, you do not feel the pain. But as soon as the effect of the medicine wears out, you begin to feel the pain again. If your wife had died, you resort to alcohol. So what will happen? The awareness will get less, and with that you will feel less intensity of the pain. Many people have used this technique. If there is pain in life, they have reduced the intensity of awareness awareness of the pain. If you are not alert, if you are not aware, then pain will be less. There are medicines. One day I went to the pharmacy. I asked, do you have anything for pain? Yes. He said, I have medicine for pain. But I said, what does it do? He said, it helps in pain. I said, how? He said, it makes you drowsy. Means you are losing the awareness. The more you are aware of your problems, your pain and sufferings, you will find it will get less, but that is a difficult process. You prefer to reduce the intensity of feeling the pain, the awareness. If you are not aware of the pain, you will not feel it. But this is a very expensive bargain. If you keep on taking the medicines when there is pain or suffering, or taking tranquilizers, you are not falling asleep. You know that sleep is necessary, so you take the tranquilizers. Mahesh, transcendental meditation is a tranquilizer, because in a busy, hectic life, sleep becomes difficult. So you use a natural tranquilizer and you will fall asleep and you will feel more relaxed. But with that, what will happen? When your intensity of alertness or awareness is getting reduced, how the Buddhahood will blossom in you, how the flower of awakening will blossom in you, how you will become the lotus flower, how will the 1,000-petal centers will open. Do not be afraid of pain and suffering. Accept these. And this is accepting the pain and suffering is the only austerity. Not fasting, not going for pilgrimage, not reading the scriptures, nothing. They are all useless in comparison to accepting the pain and getting more and more aware of it. This, you can do the fasting, you can stand in the sun, you can stand in the water. All these are foolish things. Reading the scriptures, zikr, all these things. You have a pain, you have some other problems. The psychologist, doctor says that you should do the meditation. When awareness increases, you become more and more aware of the problems. Do not use tranquilizers, natural, chemical, or scriptural to remove the alertness and reduce the intensity of pain and suffering. Up to a certain extent, the intensity of pain and suffering will continue to increase as the awareness increases. Then a moment comes. Awareness takes a leap. The pain is left far behind. It is like a snake changing its skin. It is painful. But the moment A snake changes its skin, the old skin is left far behind. And awareness goes beyond the pain and suffering. But the path is painful. You have to accept it. And acceptance of pain is the way to awaken your Bodh. That is why the tree under which Buddha sat for meditation is known as Bodhi tree. Bodhi means awakening. A state or situation that awakens you, that sows the seed of awakening in you, is called the Bodhi. Bodh means the state alertness, the extreme alertness. There have been a Sufi named Baijit. He used to pray every day, and he used to say in his prayers, you do whatever you want to, but continue to give me pain and suffering to some extent. In happiness, you forget God. Give me that much intensity of happiness that I can never forget you, and continue to give me the certain pain and suffering that I always remember you. Maulana Fazl Ahmad Khan wrote a letter to Sheikh Lalaji Razillah Ta'ala. He mentioned something in the letter. Fazl Ahmad Khan wrote, you try to save me or by not telling your problems and sufferings. Whatever pain and suffering I had to go through because of you, I consider it my good fortune. तुम मुझे तकलीफ़ों से बचाते हो, तुम्हारे बायस जो तकलीफ़ें हों, they are good fortunes for me. If there is, Bajid is saying, if there is awareness, if there is pain and suffering, the awareness will continue to be. In happiness, you fall asleep, you become drowsy. If there is pain, you will remain aware. There is nothing useless in life. Not even a single aspect of life is without meaning. You just as the discordant different musical instruments you attune into one rhythm, in the same way awareness brings harmony between different discordant elements. Pain and suffering is meaningful. It awakens you. The day you have realized that pain awakens you, you will accept pain and suffering with gratitude. The day pain and suffering will disappear from your awareness, there is no possibility of awakening. The day you will accept pain and suffering, that day the negativities from your life will vanish. You will accept the thorns equally as you do the flowers, because you know without the thorns, flower cannot exist. Thorns protect the flower. The flower of awakening can only exist along with the thorns of pain. Remember this. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.